let's have a conversation about my daughter here, who's normally asleep when I make videos, and looks like she's getting tired now. But I've seen comments show up in the videos she's had cameos in. People say, even though you're German and Spanish and Central American, that's what your test results were. Clearly, your daughter got the Dutch German, you know, from your dad, because my dad showed about a quarter of that. I thought she was yawning. I think she's just seeing herself in the screen and thinking, oh, is that me? But anyway, so I saw a comment recently. Someone says, clearly your daughter got all the Dutch genes. And that's been the joke, like, for the last year of her life. We joke around that we need to get her those little wooden shoes instead of these Peppa the Pig shoes. But we need to get her the little wooden shoes. And, you know, anytime she has anything that could remotely resemble something that looks Dutch, we always say, well, give it to the Dutch girl. So I find that fascinating. And I've asked questions like this before, but so with MyHeritage, that test, it doesn't differentiate German, Dutch, Belgium, I think Austrian's thrown in there, French. There's several that are just thrown in there together. That they're counted, I guess, ultimately as what, Northwestern European. But on MyHeritage, it specifically rules out Scottish, English, Irish, Welsh. It rules those out, which by default leads you to the German and Dutch and all that good stuff. My question for you, though, is why is it that my own family and people that see these videos, why do they say Dutch when they see my daughter? People see me and they see Spanish and German, which is what my, you know, that's the truth. Not only because our last name is German, it's Shell, and it reveals that I am like 37% of that German Dutch. But people see German when they see me. They see German and Spanish. But when they see my daughter, they say Dutch. They don't say she looks German, they say she looks Dutch. I don't understand this. Remember, I'm an American. I'm confused. We're ethnically diverse over here. We're fascinated by where we came from. But I can't understand, how do I look German and she looks Dutch if ultimately they're from the same basic strand of DNA as far as MyHeritage, how it shows up? I need you to educate me. I'm not enlightened on the subject, and I want to understand, how is it that even an outsider can see it? I look German and she looks Dutch. How does that, how can you say she doesn't look German? How can you say I don't look Dutch? What's the difference? I am counting on you to leave a comment to help me understand. And if you like videos like this, if you want to consider subscribing, keep in mind I'm a stay-at-home dad. This is how I make money now that my career in HR has apparently ended after a decade after they shut down the whole branch. This is what I'm fascinated by. I love talking about this stuff. So the more you leave comments, the more we can talk about it. And maybe the more cameos she'll get in these videos. So why am I German? Why is she Dutch? How can you tell that by looking at us? I'm confused. What's the difference between seeing someone who looks German versus someone who looks Dutch? Help me out, enlighten me.